Hi, thanks for joining us for Event in the Bag. So we have Thanksgiving coming up, so we decided that we would make a nice Thanksgiving craft. So you have two options with this one. You can make a hand turkey puppet for some of our youngers, and then for some of our older kids, you can make a turkey itself, like a roasted turkey. So no oven required. You will, however, need a pair of scissors. Parents, this is going to be big for you to help with, especially with our littles. A stapler, and then your supplies, whether you got your event in a bag or you just collected the supplies around your house. But let's dump it out and see what we got. So, all right. We're going to first start with our paper bag itself. We're going to set this to the side and we're going to get our flat paper bag. Now this is to make the roasted turkey. If we were going to do our hand puppet turkey, we would first start with the bag and do a hand tracing. It just depends on what you want to do. Unfortunately, you need one bag per option, so it just kind of depends. If you were to do our hand puppet option, you can use the crayons or any other coloring supplies you have, and you are going to trace around your hand, or have your little one trace around their hand themselves. So I highly suggest if they do the tracing, maybe then you get to do the scissors, and that's kind of a good trade off to make. So let's go right into, if you are not going to be making the hand puppet and you are going to make the roasted turkey, it is going to require you to first split this bag in half. So we're gonna just cut right down the middle. All right, so now we have a turkey leg for our turkey, and we have another turkey leg. So some people say that's the best part. I guess that's debatable depending on you. You're now going to take your main brown paper bag that we have left. This is the part that's kind of fun. If you wanted to pop popcorn, put popcorn in there, some type of snack, you could absolutely fill it. For mine, I just originally put some extra paper just to kind of poof it up. For now, we're just gonna do with air. We're just gonna fill it with some air, but you're gonna push in these corners here. We wanna make sure we're kind of pushing them in to give it that round. And it's just a simple push in. Sometimes they stick a little, but yep. And that kind of gives us our back side of our turkey. Now we will staple eventually, so it's okay. Like when I first pushed in, the corners kind of popped back out. That's okay. We're gonna now focus on this leg here. So we now wanna attach this leg, kind of giving it its shape. And we're gonna attach it to the side of the bag. Now at this point, it's too long in this form, so we're gonna need to chop. I would say about a finger's length I would cut, and that way you can see how far and where it would fall on the body of your turkey. So let's do that. Let's say a finger's length. Obviously that's gonna have variation in size based on the hand. If you have littles that are trying to help with this one and they really wanted to do this one, have them point. Where do you want them to cut? So, okay, I'm looking now if this is the body. This is a good size leg for this turkey. So I'm gonna now try to staple it. And so again, I'm gonna push in these corners and I'm going to try to staple it to the side of the bag. This gets kind of tricky because sometimes when you're stapling, it kind of gets crushed. We can poof it out. We can expand it at the end, so don't worry. That's kind of the fun of it. So if your child is younger, you can have them again point to where we want the leg. If your child is older, we are going to see, can they do the staples themselves? Maybe you hold part of it and then you have them do the staple if you're very trusting. Yeah, show them where to put, and that way you don't end up getting your finger stapled. But so our first Thanksgiving was a celebration between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. First Thanksgiving was 2021. So a lot has happened since then. A lot has changed. Thanksgiving originally wasn't a holiday. It wasn't until one of our famous presidents, everyone knows very well, signed it into a holiday before we actually nationally celebrated it. All right, I just did my first staple. Oop, it didn't stick. Hold on, we gotta do a second one. Again, might be a little bit of trial and error, trying to get the legs on the turkey. It did kind of help with my rounded shape though, so we'll call that a win. All right, so I have one part of the turkey is attached, one part of the leg. I'm gonna try to keep attaching though on the side. Right now I have this. Doesn't look like much. I promise though, it's gonna change. It'll transform before your eyes. So I am going to just put the stapler in the bag and try to staple one of the sides, just focusing on getting it both bags and leg attached. So, bag and leg attached. Now I'm gonna focus on giving it shape and form. So, any guesses to who our very famous president who signed into order that Thanksgiving would be the 4th Thursday of the month of November? It is actually Abraham Lincoln. So we can all thank Lincoln for that, for the fun holiday that we have. All right, so I am going to try to now kind of narrow it down, giving our turkey leg, we have the larger part at the end, and then narrowing down on the leg as it would be where the bone is. Sorry, one more staple it looks like. Okay, so we have one side of the turkey. He got a little crunched right here with my stapler. This is where I'm gonna go through and I'm going to try to see if I can expand him, see if I can fix this part of the turkey a little bit. Maybe undo part of that staple. So I can also wait till I'm finished. So good start. Now, while I'm doing this, what your little one could be doing, they could go through, and if you have some kid-friendly, some nice safe scissors, if your child does have that dexterity and is safe with them, they can go through and they are going to start by taking this large strip of paper that we provided, or cutting a strip of paper if you don't have one, and we're just going to cut it in half, one for each side. And now we are going to go through and we're going to make like a fringe on the sides. So cut this piece of paper. You're going to go about halfway down and you're going to make a lot of little tabs and a lot of little cuts. I'll show you in 1 second. So that'll look like this, and we can see it kind of fringes up, right? Maybe this is a better angle so we can see. And you're going to keep going through. That is going to be the dressing for the turkey, the little cap on the turkey leg. So while you are stapling, mom or dad, you could have your little one doing that portion of it. So they can sit and they can cut it, and that way you have your nice little fringe for the leg of the turkey. So there are a lot of fun Thanksgiving traditions. I think the biggest one, and something we can consider this year, is just recognizing things to be grateful for, recognizing good things we have in our lives. There's a lot of different stories about Thanksgiving and how it originated. The one theme, though, that seems to be common is that we, when we first formed as Americans, Plymouth Colony, came here, did not know a lot, and luckily we found some allies and some friends amongst the Native Americans, and they were able to help us and teach us some new ways of doing things. And that is what it is all about. So you will keep making your fringe for your turkey. We'll come back to this let's make the other leg. So now I'm gonna, again, do the same thing I had done before. This leg is too long. I'm gonna this time try to measure it. Based off this one, I'm looking, and it looks like if I were to hold them up, I should probably cut about right here. That's probably the length. Try to keep the turkey legs the same. That way it doesn't look like one foot was longer than the other for the turkey. So, okay. I'm going to go through, I'm going to do that same process. First, I'm just trying to attach the leg to the turkey. Main body, I'm going to poof up the leg. Try to tuck in these corners. Now I'm going to try to attach it. This always kind of crushes your turkey at first, but we'll expand them. I promise. Again, we'll fix them. Looks like I didn't make this one even, so I'm going to just go back and I'm going to cut once again. You can trial and error as many times. It's better to err on the side of making it shorter, and you can just keep lengthening or just keep cutting further based on the need. Okay, let's try to attach him one last one to the bag. I'll go through the inside of the bag to staple the leg on. Okay. Now I'm going to make it narrow like we did on the other one. So we are just kind of rolling that extra material in. It helps, it gives the turkey more body, we'll say. And I just kind of even rolled it up on the side a little. Okay. All right, now I am going to twist the leg. There we go, because I'm about to put on the cap from the white fringe. I have to just finish the last one. A fast way to kind of make this happen and go by, if some of your kids are taking their time on it, you can fold it in half, and that way your cuts are happening double or even triple time. Now, the problem is when you do that, you want to just make sure you don't cut through that edge. So I have this edge here, and I'm going to make sure I'm not cutting through it each time. So let's look. Talk about too that this is, if you tripled it, means we have 3 of whatever we are doing. If we doubled it, we have 2. If we just fold it in half once, this is a good way to kind of have some good open math-ended conversations with your kids. So now I was getting close to that edge, so I wanted to make sure I stop. Now, if we look wherever the edges are, there are these larger kind of folds now that are not handled. I'm going to just go back and fix them real quick with the scissors. But that was a much faster way of doing it. So again, it'd be similar to if they've ever tried to fast forward something. That's kind of what we did. We fast forwarded that process just by doubling our work, or in this event, we even tripled it. So now I have this. I am going to wrap it around the turkey leg. I'm going to purposely kind of flare it out just by touching the sides and pushing down. It kind of handles that. And now I'm going to put it around the leg. If yours is extra long, you can even divide it once again and use half on each part of the leg. Whatever you want to do though. It could be that you could just wrap it around twice, and that way your turkey has a little bit more fringe, but that part is up to your discretion. So now I'm going to just staple this on. Again, don't be afraid to flatten him temporarily. We will make him better, fix him. Okay, this is the leg I haven't twisted yet, so twist this part of it. And then I'll put the cap on so he has his nice fringe. depending on your stapler and where you staple, you might need to staple twice. If you look, I did a bad job here. You can see kind of the part still sticking out. Just one more staple. There is not a limit, whatever you need to do. So I will do one more on each side, just to make sure our turkey is well prepared. All right, so can you see him? He's almost a turkey. This is where you get to fill him with a snack, anything you want, and that way you could actually open the bag. You could eat some of the turkey. For now, though, I'm just going to use a piece of paper. I'm just going to crinkle up and just put some paper in here. Whatever you have around your house. Extra scraps from the legs, we can put that. But you're going to just fill him. And then we are going to take this part and we're going to fold our edges in. So I am folding half over. I'm folding this other one over. And then I'm kind of left with a point, like a triangle here with a flat aspect, parallelogram, if you will. I will then just staple this last part here. Again, if I have snacks, that keeps my snacks secure. So we need to add, we have to kind of poop him out more, see what we can do to fix our turkey. All right, and this is our final turkey. Gobble, gobble. Hopefully it looks good, good enough to eat. So that is your turkey. If you decided to do the other option and you traced your handprint, this could be where you as the adult, you have cut out the handprint. You can have them color, and this is a nice way for them to choose whatever color they want their turkey's feathers to be. We're gonna draw feet on our popsicle stick, and then we are just gonna attach that hand. If you did get a kit from Basin PBS or one of our partners, you may have a googly eye. You can put the googly eye on the turkey. Normally we suggest the head of the turkey is the thumb, and you should be all set with that one. So they then have a turkey on a stick puppet or a turkey that you could serve. So we are gonna now watch our next show, which is Odd Squad. Parents, this is a really great one. It's good for math and logical reasoning skills. Kids, they solve so many different mysteries. So I think this time we're gonna get to the bottom of a pizza dilemma. So thanks for joining us for Event in a Bag. Stay tuned. We'll have one around winter and around Christmas, and then we'll have one for New Year's as well that we're trying to do and get you all involved. So hopefully we can make holidays fun, even if they are a little different this year.